Hi everybody. A little blog over here. Well, I don't know how you would put it. It's more like an advice video. Um, this video is actually going out to all the ladies with their problems and everything because since I am bisexual, I do know how it's like to, in a girl's point of view on how a guy is. But I totally 110% know how you guys feel. I understand that you guys feel that, you know, that your boyfriend's kind of like, try to like step all over you and, he thinks that he could do whatever he wants. That's totally understandable, you know. I've gone through that myself plenty of times with all my exes, and it isn't fun. But the first thing that I'm going to tell you is have respect for yourself. When a guy, when your boyfriend tells you, unless you've been with this guy for like ever, you know, don't ever put yourself out there to him. Like, don't, in general, you know, if you only met, okay, for instance, if you got with a guy that you met probably like 2 months, like when you're dating him for like 2 months, that time, if he asks you like specific questions such as, oh, send me some like pictures, like you know how guys are. I'm pretty sure you've gone that through that once or twice. But when they start asking that, like, have the respect for yourself to be like, no, because I'm not gonna put myself out there, especially if I'm not sure about this guy. When you're sure about some guy that you know that you're gonna be with for the rest of your life, and that you like really love, then that's a different story. But when you have a guy that's, you probably barely even see, talks to you like as if you're like one of his friends, goes out and does whatever he wants, whenever he wants, like, it's not worth it. Because in the end, it's just gonna get thrown back in your face, you know? Tip number 2, don't ever like try to change yourself for a guy, you know? A guy can tell you things that can probably make you want to change, you know, but when you think about it, before this guy even came along, you know, you were completely fine. And the truth is, when a guy changes you, it also reflects not only on yourself, but also the people around you. I'm pretty sure some of you girls, whenever you've had this probably once or twice, when you've gone out with a guy, and some of your attitudes have changed, it reflects and goes to your friends, and they start not liking it, so they start kind of avoiding you. So that's not a good thing. Friends always come before, family and friends always come before your boyfriend, you know, especially if your friend's been there way before you've even got with this guy, you know. Um, but I understand that guys are pretty, you know, stupid these days. There's rarely, you'll find rarely, if you're lucky, you'll find that guy that will actually take you seriously and whatever. But I'm gonna be straight up real with you. Guys these days, like, only care about themselves, and that's a true fact. They only care about themselves, they care about what their homies think, they care about what their you know, freaking weirdo friends think. Like, you know, who gives a fuck about what your homies think? Honestly, and this goes out to the guys, who gives a fuck what your homies think? Because, like, you have a girl, that actually gives a fuck about you, and I'm pretty sure your homies wouldn't. I mean, do you think they would care if you ended up in jail? doing time that wasn't even worth it, no, I don't think they would care. They'd be still moving on with their lives, doing what they do, doing them. So why don't you do you? You know, it's like, it's stupid when you have a girl at home, you know, being faithful to you when you're doing other stuff behind her back, and the sad thing is that you don't care. See, it doesn't really, you can't really always say like, oh, I'm just human, yeah. The first time you do it, it's fine. But once you start doing it over and over and over again, it gets kind of old, you know? But it's just pretty retarded. I think that guys should really, guys these days should really grow some balls, and, man up to things that they should be taking responsibility to. When they ask a girl out, I think that they should, take responsibility for that. If you're gonna ask a girl out, keep with your word. Don't be talking to other girls, like kind of bullcrap. What was the point of asking the girl out in the first place if you're just gonna be talking to other girls that really don't even really care about you? You know? Yeah, you're cute, yeah, you're this, yeah, you're that, yeah, you're popular. Okay? When you're at home, who the fuck are you? You're just you know? But when you're with a girl that actually appreciates you, that's a different story. Because when you're with a girl, she sees you underneath the extra clothes, the freaking, money. Like, when you have a girl like that, don't waste it. That's a keeper. Like, yeah, you're fun, and you're young and you're fun, and you wanna do whatever you want because you wanna live your life. That don't mean you gotta treat people around you like shit. You know? I understand you want to live your life. I understand you want to be fun, you want to be young and whatever, live your life to the fullest. Hey, I do too. But I do it the right way. I would never decide to play anybody. No matter how many times I've been played, I would never decide to play anybody because I know how it feels like to be played. And it isn't fun, and it isn't right. Two wrongs don't make one right. And I just think, guys should really just step up their game. Because I'm just gonna be straight out with you. Guys these days are bitches. And that's in my point of view, you know? And, I understand some guys have their point of views of some girls. It's also not only guys that do it, it's also girls, you know? Some girls also do the same thing as guys do. And it goes to the same as girls. When you have a guy, out there, some guys, who actually work for their money, you know, when you have a guy out there and he's, you know, having a job and doing his work and whatever, like, don't go out with him just to get his money. Don't take his money for a man who works for his money, you know, hard labor for, what he makes and everything. Like, yeah, a lot of girls do that, and you'll be surprised at how many girls do that. But, you know, you should go out with him just because you like him, not because of what he has. And, it's just a lot of things that people have to work on. And, if you follow, your heart and not what your friends tell you and what all these other people are saying to you, if you follow your heart and tell yourself, like, hey, is it worth it? Like, hey, maybe if I don't do this, maybe things will be better. Maybe it won't end up like this, you know? You just gotta think about stuff like that. Because I promise you, it will create a big effect on you, and you will get a relationship that you want. Because if you want a relationship that you want, you have to give the relationship that that person wants. You know, it's like a pancake. You gotta equal it out between your girlfriend or your boyfriend, and that's just that. But like I said, I am bisexual. You know, I know a lot of homophobics out there don't like it. I don't care. One, you don't know me, you know, so it doesn't really give you the right to sit there and judge me, you know. Two, I'd rather be who I am than rather to pretend to be someone that I'm not. You know, a lot of guys out there, especially curious guys, decide to be like, oh well, I'm low key, you know. I'm low key because I don't want anyone to know. You know, in case you haven't noticed, guys, pretty much half the world these days are pretty much bisexual, gay, and lesbian. Because that's just how the world works. You can't stop anything. If a guy likes a guy, that's who they like. Who are you to say, that's wrong? Nowhere, nowhere in the even in the Bible has it ever said that it was wrong, to love somebody regardless of sex. You know, and it's the same thing with a girl and a girl. If they like each other, they like each other. That's their life. That's how they want to live. Let them. Just worry about yours. Worry about who you like and how you are going to live your life. Because if that's the way they want to live, hey, that's them. If they're happy that way, that's all that should matters. If the world stopped being so, you know, hypocritical, judgmental, like the world would be a way better place. But, it all just depends on the people. But I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog slash advice. Um, I will be making new videos. I just really needed to take the time to, reach out to my friends that are going through their boyfriend and girlfriend problems. I just really needed to reach out and, give them some advice. So, hope you liked it. And, add me on Facebook. I might make a second account because my first account has like way more than 5,000 friends. So I'm have to need a second account because stupid Facebook won't let more than 5,000. So yeah, but just add me. All right, peace. Like my glasses, they're nerdy. I know.